When you are studying by yourself, progress can feel invisible. You wonder whether you can remember anything at all. But actually, learning happens inside these moments. This walk to school takes about 25 minutes, enough to slow your thinking and notice the day. Walking into the winter sun, climbing over the fence, walking along the neighbourhood secret path. Ordinary and beautiful. On the way home from walking my son to school, the crunch of the gravel and the chirping of the birds softens as I put on a Japanese podcast. This day, the host said something to me that really stayed with me. They said that their English level is about the same as my Japanese level. That stopped me in my tracks. I really felt connected to them, and in that moment I didn't feel like I was studying anymore. I felt like I was just learning and doing it naturally. I felt like I was listening to a friend, someone who understood me. 日本語って不思議な言語だと思う。勉強すればするほど遠ざかっていく気がするのに、ふとした瞬間にすっと近づいてくることがある。Recently, I've dipped into Japanese from a lot of different directions. A podcast one day, a cooking video another, and I've also enjoyed dipping into the easy reading Japanese news. None of these things are bad, but I've been wondering whether my approach is just a bit scattered. That's how it's been feeling anyway. So on that walk home from school the other day, I let my thoughts wander. A thought bubbled up. I thought about deepening my Japanese, not by studying harder. That's too hard and I don't have time anyway. I thought about getting to know Japanese better around things that I'm interested in, like cooking. So not just watching random videos when I feel like it of my favourite Japanese YouTuber who has 6 kids and is an amazing cook, but actually purposefully doing that. And also reading blogs about cooking, finding recipes in Japanese and reading them too. And maybe even talking about cooking here on YouTube, who knows. But just using that skill of Japanese more deeply. Not because it's a method, but because it feels good to get to know the words and the phrases related to what I'm interested in. Cooking, for example. But the problem with that is you forget. You forget what blogs you've read, what videos you've watched, where that recipe lives that you saw. They float into your life, you enjoy them. Then, kind of like a dream, they disappear. Then real life gets in the way. The appointments, the admin, the cleaning. And before you know it, that thing that you really enjoyed finding out about or reading or watching has disappeared and you can't remember where it is. It's like a distant memory. Then I had a little idea. What if I track the Japanese resources that I'm enjoying learning from? So I made myself something simple, a little web app using the AI inside of Canva. It's a tracker. Let me show you. This is so simple. First, I write the topic, then how long I spent learning. Then from the buttons below, I click one and choose a skill, like reading, writing, listening, or speaking. Then there's a space to write free text, and that's for the name of the resource and even a link if I want to, like the particular podcast episode that I listened to, or the blog post, the recipe, whatever it is. And here's the magic part. Right below are some topic cards, and you can see how much time I've spent reading, writing, speaking, or listening around a particular topic. And then this is connected to a spreadsheet, which is also hosted in Canva. And if I want to, I can go and have a look and find a particular resource and listen to it again or watch it again. This is not measuring success, by the way. This tracker is reminding me where I've spent my attention. Recently, I've been learning about language study methods, including techniques for studying Japanese. But when I hear phrases like synchronous sentence mining or interactive immersion, I start to feel distanced from my purpose in learning Japanese. Maybe these techniques are useful and maybe they're popular, but somehow me trying to look into the methods and the frameworks just sort of mucks with my head. For me, it's more than studying it to become fluent or passing an exam. I don't have any plans to pass an exam. I just want it to be natural and a part of my everyday life again. Maybe this tracker will last, maybe it won't, but honestly right now it's really helping. I'm finding that I'm spending a little more time with the things that genuinely interest me. And on a sunny walk to school in New Zealand, listening to a Japanese podcast felt like enough. Thanks for spending time with me today. I'm Katherine. I'm on a remembering journey with Japanese. It's been 26 years since I spoke the language, and I'm really enjoying sharing with you what this remembering process is like. I'll see you in the next video.